Hi, this is George.
And this is Mike.
Welcome to our Urban Farm 2017. It's July 1st. Happy 150th Canada.
Lots of people ask us when they see us posting pictures on Facebook about all the food that we grow, and they think, wow, you've got a really big garden. So we thought we'd take some time to show you exactly where we grow our food.
Welcome to the tour. The acreage is really small. It's a postage stamp size urban city lot.
And in fact, most of the backyard and side yards are completely shaded and used for dog exercise areas. So the only space that we have to grow is in our front yard, and it's only part of that because we also grow flowers on one side.
But we've made the most of a really small space.
One of our favorite things to grow are potatoes, and in such a small space, the way we accomplish that is with these potato cages. This year we have 3 cages full of Yukon Gold and 1 cage of red potatoes. They're easy to grow. We produced a full video on how to make the cages and fill them up and grow, and we encourage everybody to do it. They also define one edge of the space and help keep the dogs out of the rest of the garden.
I'm in the chive patch, and this is one of the herbs that we grow. This is prolific as all get out. It starts in May here in Minnesota, and it'll grow all season. We add it to all kinds of dishes, and we're at a space premium here, and this will grow all the way into the cracks in the sidewalk, believe it or not.
Another one of the herbs that we grow that's really friendly to the native pollinators is chamomile, and it makes wonderful chamomile tea. In fact, we set up so much chamomile that blooms all season long. We let our neighbors come and pick their own fresh chamomile mint tea. We'll look at the mint in a little bit, but it's absolutely delicious. It's beautiful. It's environmentally friendly. And the fresh-picked chamomile mint iced tea with a little honey is our favorite drink all summer long.
Here you see the patch of creeping thyme that we planted. This is great decorative plant. It's easy to grow, it smells great, and it's great for thousands of pollinators.
We grow a lot of rosemary because it's a seasoning that we really love in a lot of our foods, and we're fortunate that we have an indoor solarium, so we keep it growing year-round. We'll take these plants and move them in, and next year they'll double their size. We transplanted about 6 or 7 plants that we overwintered, and now we've got a constant, steady supply of fresh rosemary. The other herbs that we grow are basil. We've got also a couple of different kinds of sage, and we also grow mint that we mostly use for our mint chamomile tea, and it's absolutely delicious.
Welcome to the bean patch. This is the only crop that we grow here in the urban farm that's behind fencing. We discovered that this is really important for the beans because when they're small plants in the spring, they seem to be decimated pretty easily by the rabbit population that kind of lives here and there throughout the urban farm. We've got 2 varieties that we're growing based on personal preference. We've got Dragon's Tongue and we've got Gold Rush beans growing in here. These are great. You can blanch them and freeze them through the winter time, and they're incredibly amazing plants. They'll grow 2 crops in a single season if you're lucky, and they can be part of a meal all the way through fall, all the way through winter.
We're growing a few different kinds of tomatoes this year. 2 of our favorite are Brandywine and Cherokee Purple heirloom tomatoes that are off to a bang-up start because we started them in our indoor solarium this winter. So we already have quite a few nice size Brandywine tomatoes, which are normally a really late season tomato, but looks like we're going to get quite a few this year. And Cherokee Purples are doing great, and they're one of my favorite. We also have some very large cherry tomatoes in process.
As far as we're concerned, no urban farm would be complete without garlic. We've got 4 different varieties, northern varieties, because we're here in Minnesota, growing. We planted these bulbs in October, just before the first snowfall, and now it's July, and they're growing very, very well. We've eaten some of the scapes, in other words, the tops of them, in salads and different dishes that we prepare. But we're really excited about the bulbs that are growing underneath the soil, and those should be ready probably at the end of July or the beginning of August.
This is the area where we grow our greens, mostly 2 different kinds of kale, and then we also salvage the base of any lettuce that we purchase, and we root that and grow lettuce here as well. And it's so nice this time of year. You can literally just walk out into your front yard, grab some kale or some lettuce and make a salad, or even just eat it. Mmm.
Here I am in the raspberry patch. This is probably our most prolific plant. We really don't do much to encourage these guys to grow, but they just seem to grow nevertheless. And long about September, I probably pick 1 or 2 pints a day out of this small space. And we have enough jam, canned and prepared, to last us all the way through the season and all the way through the winter and all the way into the next year. It's amazing how this stuff grows. You can't see it, but behind us we have a small patch of blackberries that we also grow. Those don't get quite as prolific as this, but they're really nice to accentuate the raspberry jams. Over here we have a red currant plant that seems to be doing really well this year. That's another plant that can also accentuate your canning, but it also is great for the birds. I'm relaxing here in a small patio space that we have as part of the Front Yard Urban Farm. I'm surrounded by flowers all over that we like to call the Donna Zinn's Memorial Garden, a special friend of ours who is always into beauty and flowers. This long, narrow space is a part that I call Boulevard Art. It's the narrow space between the sidewalk and the street. This is planted several years ago and has taken some time to grow. It primarily features ribbons of different kinds of plants, including Ansonia Blue Star, which are not in bloom right now here in July, but have beautiful blue flowers, and Stella d'Oro lilies. It also features different kinds of ground cover. Well, we hope you enjoyed the tour.
This tiny little postage stamp of a yard produces a lot of food for us, and that's even more amazing given the fact that in all the years that we've been living here growing food, we've not ever put a chemical on the soil. And the food is delicious. We can walk right outside our front door and pick a meal almost any time we want.
It's amazing what nature can do.
It's healthy, it's delicious, it's good for the earth, it's good for us, and it's a lot of fun too. We hope you'll join us and start a garden of your own.